Tennessee's not an in vogue team anymore, guys. I hate to tell you, but they were an in vogue team headed into 2023. Now it seems like whether it's EA Sports or somebody else, there just is this feeling that Tennessee is going back to Tennessee, and that is not winning big games. That is not competing for championships. Let me start with this. Are you feeling that among a lot of national analysts, Caleb, or is this just in my head?
No, I'm feeling it. And it started with the EA Sports rankings of toughest stadiums, and then not having a top 25 offense was the most insane thing ever done in the history of college football video games, or just video games in general.
I'll argue that it is every bit as egregious not to have them in the top 25 as a defense.
I won't go there. The offense is still higher in the power rankings because of Nico and what we've seen. I get your point, but you're right. You have a point.
Will you give me this? It's not only in the neighborhood, it's on the same street of egregious. How about that?
Okay, fair enough. But like the defense is a top 25 defense. The offense is a top 10 offense.
I agree with that. I think they're both egregious to be left out.
Yes, and then now EA Sports doesn't have them in their preseason top 25, when by every metric, Tennessee is reasonably, even if you don't think they're as good as I think they're going to be, they're reasonably considered a top 25 team.
Is this recent?
The EA Sports official preseason top 25 for the college football video game does not have Tennessee.
Okay, so you could make one mistake with the offense or the defense. You fix it with the next one. But you sure as heck aren't going to make the same mistake with the overall, are you?
What they're doing is they're doubling down. They're saying, we're not going to admit we made a mistake with the offense, and we can't put Tennessee in the top 25 if their offense is not in the top 25, so we're just not going to put them in the top 25. And Josh Pate said it best, and we're getting to, because national analysts, by the way, have been slowly like ignoring Tennessee recently. It's been kind of alarming. And Josh Pate actually asked the question, is Tennessee on EA Sports probation? That was the quote. And I thought, Dave, your conspiracy may be coming true. Is the NCAA working with EA Sports? And are they mad at Tennessee for the lawsuit? And are they saying, let's just stick it to them?
Yes.
Like, that's the only explanation.
I believe that Nico's not going to be as good on that game as he should be. And listen, to the point where Caleb, if I just cost you, how much did that game generate? I don't know. Help us on the message board. But it hadn't been around for a dozen years, so I just cost Caleb Sports. It's in the game. Hundreds of millions of dollars. How could you not be mad?
Yes, you're right, which is why let's put this out there. Dave, say Tennessee wins the national championship this year and Nico wins the Heisman and sets all the records known to man. He's obviously coming back for 2025. I bet you they don't even put him on the cover.
I will guarantee you right now he is not on the cover.
It doesn't matter what he does. He can throw for 70 touchdowns and no interceptions and for 7,000 yards and set every record in the world. They're not putting him on the cover of EA Sports next year. They are not doing it. I thought the video game was at odds with the NCAA, but I was wrong. Now, to add to it, Paul Finebaum, who I thought was a little too fair to Texas the other day, and many people felt was a Bama homer for too long, had a great point. And he says that he was speaking again, and this would have been on Monday, and he said that he's very high on Tennessee. He was actually, again, speaking with Barry Trammell and of the Tulsa World, who we just spoke with Jimmy Hyams about. And he said, I like a lot, and I think they're one that probably aren't getting a lot of love, but could pull it off. He said if Tennessee is a contender this year. He says, I think that they have the opportunity with Alabama at home, not so much steal a game since they won 2 years ago, but that could be a big game. Between Paul Finebaum and Josh Pate, I think a lot of individual analysts are noticing that a lot of individual analysts, when they stick their neck out there, Dave, you notice they praise Tennessee. But when you're a collective and they get to hide behind anything and get to be nameless, that's when they start attacking Tennessee. Have you noticed that?
Derek says that EA Sports, yes, I have. Derek says, well, they have updates, so all of that can be updated online play. Why do you think they're going to update Nico any more than they should? Why do you think they're going to make it accurate then when it's not accurate now? What's changed?
Yeah, Nico could again.
Tennessee is going to get the short end of the stick from EA Sports for the remainder of your lifetime. Sorry, factor.
Until the NCAA collapses and the SEC and Big Ten are running the show, and then they're producing the game, and EA Sports is working with them and not the NCAA.
Great point. So NCAA gets cut out. Yes, things change, but that's the only thing.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And it might not even change it because EA might just be mad that they lost hundreds of millions of dollars over the years. It might still be a cry. It might still be like, we've worked things out with Tennessee. We like them. We got that stupid NCAA out of the way, but yeah, let's make that George McIntyre a 92 instead of a 97.
I mean, it's the only explanation. EA Sports, this is the weirdest thing, and I don't even know the incentive behind it because they don't need the NCAA. But my only thought is maybe EA Sports, the producers of the video game, aren't that sports oriented, and they work with people in the NCAA to help them put the ratings. So it's the NCAA behind these ratings, and there's an agenda against it from the NCAA, which there is.
Okay, do you want my 3 theories? And I'll tell you which one I believe. And it's on the YouTube channel. And it's brought to you by Don Self. Customer service still matters. For over 40 years, Don Self has been in the Chattanooga area. 423-396-2126 or go to donself.net, donself.net. He'll take care of your claim. And I know everybody wants to save money on the front end, but the claim's important. Here are the 3 factors. They're the only 3, unless you can come up with a great one. EA Sports blank hates Tennessee because of the NCAA ruling. Trying to troll UT fans. And then a term that I've just heard brought up called engagement farming. In other words, getting the interweb to talk about it gets us to talk about it. It's free advertising for the game. So maybe it's not nefarious. Maybe it's just good business. But I don't believe that because I think you make yourself look really, really stupid.
That's possible because you and I know it's probably Tennessee fans more than any other fan base that buys this video game. They're probably number 1 on the list of fans buying this video game. It's highly possible that they are doing this because they know this news will then filter to Tennessee fans because Tennessee fans will read about it. And then that will remind Tennessee fans, oh, this video game's coming out. I should go buy it.
I think there are, and somebody posted, 2 or 3 people posted on our message board. It may have been when you were out that they were not going to buy the game because of this. And Derek says, and Derek, I appreciate your perspective. Well, Tennessee has had a successful season. It will update the rankings. We've been known to wet the bed as a program. However, they robbed us. I know they did. I think Tennessee not getting praise is because of Vegas. Vegas is actually the entity that seems to really like Tennessee's chances. I mean, they've got Nico as one of the, if not a Heisman front runner, one of the true contenders. I don't know if there is a real front runner before the season starts. They like Tennessee's chances to make the college football playoff. They're who I trust more than EA Sports. And I'll be honest with you, on the credibility scale, they've gone down 3 or 4 points. I used to always think they treated people fairly, but now I'm a lot less excited about playing the game. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. And I was super excited with my son being in town this summer to run the whole Tennessee season, but this is silly.
It wouldn't make me any less excited because again, this stuff would change I wouldn't care if they just had a mold of clay for all the rankings and then had people go as they wanted to with the game. I'm just so excited about it being back, but it would be odd if people really didn't buy this game because of that. I think that's a little bit of talk. I'm just going to be honest, Dave. I think people who really love the game are
and that's true. And I'm taking the big stance, right? I'm not going to not buy the game, but it's going to cross my mind when I pick it up at Walmart.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, I might buy this game, and you can't adjust the own rankings on the game, not to my knowledge. So you might buy the game if you're a Tennessee fan, and Tennessee's never going to beat Georgia because they're just not as good. And just think if you took 2 points off everybody's rating, how much less of a football team you would be. doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be like a guy that's throwing a game in baseball, shooting up air balls. You just play bad defense.
That's true.
If you want a point shave, so all you do if you want a point shave because you're mad at Tennessee or you want a team shave, success shave, you just take 2 points off of everybody. You don't make Nico a 38.
Yeah. I mean, that you're right. That's a fair point, but I still think, I mean, you know, if you're really good at this game, you want your team. You know, how often did you get really good at this game and you're like, man, I got to start playing with really bad teams because it's too easy when I play with the good ones.
I mean, I'll buy it. They could tell me $129 for the game, and I would probably buy it. Maybe layaway, but I would probably buy it.
Zach has a great point.
Yes, go ahead.
Zach has a great point saying Colorado being rated high says it all engagement farming. Yeah, that's like, I'm not saying Colorado won't improve this year under Deion Sanders. I still actually think he's doing it. I know it's crazy and it's like, it's all flash, but I think he's actually doing a good job there with what he's trying to do. But that doesn't mean that they're a top 10 offense and a top 20 preseason team as EA Sports has them. That was to get Colorado talking and to get the Deion talk going for them.
That makes me think it's engagement farming, but I do think in the back of their mind, they're not real crazy about Tennessee.
Maybe it's both. Maybe for Tennessee, it's the conspiracy, but for Colorado, it's engagement farming.
Yeah. I think the bigger picture for most people that care about the game, it's the engagement farming with Colorado. I think for other people in the SEC, they're like, what are you doing to Tennessee? I've had Alabama fans and Georgia fans have come up to me. They're excited about the game and they're like, what's the deal? Is Nico not as good? That's the thing that's scary too. And let's be honest, that's what Tennessee fans are concerned about. That much like Vegas, there's some sort of mole in Tennessee's athletic department that's saying, hey guys, I'm here to tell you that Nico's really not that good. That's what everybody's really concerned about, right? I mean, that's not the case, but when you see ratings like this or rankings like this, isn't that what you get concerned about?
Yes. The problem with those moles is many of them can oftentimes have access to grind against the university they work for.
Yes.
And
and some of the moles that I've heard are around just don't know football. So I don't know what you really gain out of them.
And I mean, it's funny you say that because okay, let's just call it what it is. The mob's out there. They still exist. And we know the mob's historical ties to gambling. That's how Vegas started. Was the mob wanted a place where they could conduct their business, where the federal government wouldn't get involved. So they all moved out to Vegas in the first half of the 20th century. Let's just point this out with Vegas. Vegas has moles. They also probably have some shady people who, if those moles don't give them the information they need to set the books the right way, those moles will get in a little bit of trouble with those shady people. Wouldn't you say, Dave?
Yes. I think here's something, guys, you're not going to want to hear. I think that every single big-time school has a mole in it, whether that's a trainer or whether that's, I don't know, equipment manager, whatever the case may be. And they know that Cooper Mays isn't going to play against Florida before anybody else knows. Well, except for me. But that's why you listen to the show.
So Dave is the Vegas mole.
He's Caleb. No. I just share publicly what I share. And I never said he wasn't going to play against Florida. I think I said, I reported at the time, if you remember, Florida is the goal. While everybody else said, oh, he should be back. I don't know. Let me look at my watch. In an hour and a half. I'm like, abdomen issues and 3 hernias don't exactly work that way.